A very good afternoon to all of you. I welcome you all to this webinar today, which has been organized specially in the interest of students who are soon to step out from the secure environment of schools into a world full of varied experiences. We meet people and we judge them on their behavior and conduct. So to say, our behavior says a lot about us. Our behavior is responsible for the choices we make and kind of person we shall be, personally, socially, and emotionally. Today, we have with us eminent personalities from various fields who will be enlightening us on the importance and effectiveness of behavioral science and what we can do to make better choices in life. In this panel, we have with us Mr. Gaurav Prakash, IIT Delhi alumnus, a data scientist, entrepreneur, and algo trader. Next, we have Mr. Nitin Jain, a proud alumnus of Alcon Public School and IIT Delhi. He is a tech entrepreneur, JE faculty with Super 30, and director of C-Cube Experiential Learning, a project, as the name suggests, changing learning into experience. Ms. Suvidha Mehra, she is an IT trainer, a payroll specialist, and a jewelry designer. We also have with us Mr. Prakash Kumar Singh, who is a health and wellness counselor, and he is also a motivational speaker. The webinar will focus on life skills, behavior and conduct of the students. Social skills will also be talked about, emphasizing on the emotional intelligence of students. The fundamentals of EQ and IQ will be elaborated upon. Behavioral science has an important role to play in the lives of every human, especially students, their choices, and success paths. We will also be informing how Progressive Minds, a unit of C-Cube experiential learning, would help the students building themselves behaviorally, emotionally, and socially. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Mr. Gaurav, my first question is for you. You have a very promising and a remarkable professional journey. I'm sure getting into IIT must have also demanded a great deal of hard work and many other factors go into the making of this impeccable life. We would like to know from you the important components that lead to a successful academic and career path, thereby enhancing the behavior of individuals.
Hello, good afternoon, all. So I like to tell you when I
So
was.
we,
Can you hear me?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So good afternoon, all. So I like to share my experience while I was preparing for IIT. So what I did that helped me to get or become a successful IT aspirant. So what I did was that I used to be very regular with my work. I used to had a timeline of everything, what I have to do, what subject I have to study. I used to get up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning. Straight away, I used to go into the bathroom and take bath and do some pranayam and start studying. And my day used to end at 10 p.m. in the night. So I had my day arranged methodically. Like I have to study physics, I have to study chemistry, I have to study maths, and when I have to take lunch, when I have to take, everything was planned, and everything went very nicely, and I got into IT in my very first attempt, and it my timetable routine everything paid me well. But after that, I was not able, means once I got into IIT or my professional life, I was not able to follow timetable, or I was not able to have a proper goal setting and all. So things didn't work so nicely afterward. So what I felt was that if you have some goals, and if you plan for that goal, you will be able to achieve it. But if you don't plan for it, then you will not be able to achieve it. So planning is the most important thing. Then after planning, execution is important. Afterwards, I had a plan, but I was not able to execute it because I was not working on it, because I think I was not so motivated while I was preparing for IIT. So you need some sort of motivation also. And we can't be always motivated. We need somebody to motivate us. So there is where you need a mentor. So in short term, you can motivate yourself, but if you are doing something in a long term, So you will need mentors, and this mentor will is not necessary is for education. I just give you an example of education because I was successful there. I did my education, but nowadays there are so many fields and there are so many diverse fields where you will be needing some sort of mentors to guide you. Either it can be some social goal, educational goal, or say any academic thing, or even your healthy lifestyle. If you want to do a healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, you need somebody who can teach you, who can educate you, who can help you to be always be behind that goal that you have set up for yourself and how to achieve that goal. So this mentorship and this your goal goes hand in hand. So if you are really motivated, you can do it on your own, but I'll say rather that you should find a mentor for yourself if you are not so motivated to do it on your own way. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was truly enlightening, and I'm sure our students are going to benefit certainly from the goal setting and the self discipline that you've talked about. All right, moving on. Miss, okay. Miss Suvidha, you have a great experience in people skills, relationship building, and social communication play a big role in shaping a person's character, and certainly you have a great experience there. However, one's behavior comes into play at every level. We would like to hear from you how social and emotional skills can help our students in their personal and academic life. Over to you. Ma'am, we cannot hear you. Could you please unmute your mic?
Am I audible now?
Perfect.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Subhada. And thank you, Anubha, for such a nice introduction. So, if I talk a little bit about myself, yes, I worked into corporates and I am a jewelry designer. And what I understand, motivate self motivation is, something which plays a very, very important part in anybody's life. Discipline is something which is very important for a student to be progressive or to understand the goals that he wants to set for himself or herself. And that's exactly what I also did in my life. Going forward, also, we will talk a little bit about our strengths and our weaknesses and how to work upon that, how to make things better. And if there's any scope of improvement anywhere, how can, we how we change and how we become a better person. Along with that, we'll talk a little bit about self motivation, or let's say motivating, or let's say different ways of motivating ourselves. A very important aspect I would like to touch is understanding or introspecting ourselves or understanding our downfalls. Self analyzation, I believe, is very important. I know we have our parents, we have our gurus, we have our friends, who will tell us exactly where we are lacking, what we are not doing good. But personally, what I know about myself, for example, if I'm not good in one particular subject, let's say I'm not good at maths, I personally know exactly where am I lacking, and I personally will know how can I improvise on that. That's called self motivation that we will talk a little bit. I'm sorry, that's called understanding your downfalls that we will talk a little bit about. Along with that, we will also talk about how we should stay positive and why staying positive is important. I would also touch base a little bit about time management and how we can get support. So, getting on to the first topic, as I was talking, it's important to understand about our strengths and weaknesses. So, we all know what strengths are. Strength is something which I am good at, which I know I am excelling in that. That's my strength. Let's say if I'm good at baking, that's my strength. I'm very confident about it. Or let's say if I love skating, I know it very well. I'm very confident about it, so that's my strength. Similarly, what is my weakness? Weakness is something which has a scope of improvisation, which I can make something little better. I can improvise on that. I can do better. I can try. I can practice, and I can excel in that, right? And reach to a particular goal that I really want to do. That's my weakness. Now, it's important for me to understand. Do I want to sit back and crib about my weakness, or do I really want to turn or change my weakness into my strength? Okay. So, how do I do that? If I talk about from a student's life per se, self discipline is very important. If I am lacking knowledge in a particular subject, it's important for me to keep myself disciplined. For example, I will focus more on that subject. I will give that subject more time. I will try not to distract myself, and make myself serious, or put more emphasis on that particular subject, so I can improvise and get better, and turn that particular weak subject into a strong subject. That's called overcoming my weakness. Okay, so that's about weaknesses and strengths. Now, next thing that I would like to talk about, as I mentioned, is motivation. Motivation is an important aspect in any field, at any age, and I think it's important for everybody. Why motivation is important? Motivation is very important because that gives us this zeal to be progressive, that makes me understand my goal, that makes me give me the speed to reach my goal. If I'm happy, I'm strong. If I'm strong, I can reach my goal. Now, how I can keep myself motivated? See, motivation comes from within. Okay, and motivation and happiness is one and the same thing. How will I be happy? I will be happy if I'm able to do something which I really like, right? So let's say if I have a specific timetable and I want to give myself some break. Now it's up to me if I want to utilize that particular break, wasting my time, wasting my energy, or if I want to do something which I really like doing and keeping myself happy. For example, if I like, I really like baking, and for me it's taking my stress away. So if I bake something nice, if I'm baking something delicious, that's making me happy, that's making me motivated, and that will make me pursue my subjects in a better way because I'm happy from inside. So that's called being motivated. That's my understanding of being motivated. Okay. Next, what I want to talk about is understanding our downfalls or introspecting. If I am able to recognize my own mistakes, if I'm able to accept my own mistakes, if I'm able to understand where am I going wrong, that is my first step of success. Accepting your own mistakes is something, that will make you feel that will make you strong in going, in future. So if I know that there is a downfall, we should never be upset about it. We should not make that thought that's in my head make me feel negative. That should make me stronger, and that should make me understand that, hey, I can do better. It's okay if I'm not able to score well in this term. I will practice, and that will make me feel better. That will make me score well in the next term. And that again, again, what is required in this is motivation. So if I'm motivated, I will be able to work hard. If I'm able to work hard, I will be able to progress. And then, of course, I will be able to excel. Okay. So understanding our downfalls is very, very important. Next, I will talk about is staying positive. So if you feel yourself slipping, don't lose hope. Losing hope should be should never be in anybody's dictionary. Okay. So if you feel you are losing control or actions and find yourself falling for a distraction again, then what you need to do is you should not feel discouraged. You should encourage yourself, and you should do self talk, telling yourself that, hey, I am strong and I can do better and I will do better. Okay. That is called being positive. That is, you should, maybe you can read good books, maybe you can read self help books, you can probably pull something up from YouTube, who can, that some motivational speech or something that makes you feel happy and positive from inside. If that happens, you will not be discouraged, and again you'll be able to reach your goal. Getting support is also not a bad thing to do. If I've tried everything that I know, as far as my knowledge is concerned, still I'm not able to get success in something, it's okay to take help. Now you can seek help from your parents, you can seek help from your teachers, you can seek help from your sister, your sibling, your anybody you think is doing better than you. If you think the person is doing better than you. Okay. A great way to uh, stop study distractions is by starting or joining a study group. Now, let's say I am not able to focus if I study alone, but I'm able to focus more if I'm studying in my classroom in school. So I should understand that if I join a study group, I have some doubts and I can get clarity on that. Maybe I can concentrate a little bit more on that. So it's absolutely okay to join some study group, or where the whole focus is getting assignments done or going over readings and lectures. um, Along with that, you can also let your family members, friends, and housemates know that when you will be studying, so that do not distract you. It's very important. You can lock yourself into a room. You can let them know, do not disturb me. These are my study hours. Also, you should always keep your phone away from yourself. That's the major thing in today's life that distracts us. Finally, use your technology to support you. You can set up calendars in your phone, as in you can utilize your phone in a good way also, with deadlines and reminders. You can also set screen times limit for certain phone application, so that you do not spend too much of time on social media, especially when you are studying and you are putting in your hardship or your efforts into reaching your goals. Next very important thing is time management. Now, why time management is important? Time management is important because we need to give equal time to all the subjects, right? Even if you're excelling in a particular subject, it's important for you to still give it time to improvise more and to reach the top, right? So time management is very, very important. Great time management can help you limit your stress, and you can achieve your goals and make your free time more enjoyable, because you won't be worried about what else you could have done, right? Along with that, make it a point to improve your time management skills in order to increase your self discipline as a student. So when I was a student, I always had a timetable. I used to stick it on the wall, because it's imperative for you to follow the timetable. Making a timetable is very simple. You just need to jot the time down and put it, and yes, we'll do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. No, it's very important to be self disciplined and follow that timetable thoroughly. Give equal time to all the subjects. Along with that, give time for yourself also. Give yourself some free time. Do something productive in that free time. Do something that will keep your brain at ease, so that when you start preparing yourself for the next subject, you are not confused. Okay, it's very important for you to have a discipline. Again, it's all about self discipline. It's all about thinking positive. It's all about overcoming your weaknesses, and it's all about holding your strengths. In When you are trying to overcome your weakness, doesn't mean that you're losing on the strengths that you already have, which means you need to practice a lot. Practice, and as we always say, practice makes a man or a woman perfect. So with that, over to you, Anubha. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Singh. And truly, coming from a person who has so many experiences professionally and personally, of course, socially, I am sure this is going to really, really help our students move in a progressive way further. Right? All right. Moving ahead. Mr. Singh, next we have with us Mr. PK Singh. You have motivated so many people around you and have helped them walk closer to their dreams and success. It has been observed that IQ and EQ of a person has a major role to serve in directing the behavior of a person. However, there are various myths and assumptions regarding the two. We would like to hear from you about the importance of IQ and EQ in shaping and regulating the behavior of students and what really determines the success quotient in one's life. Over to you, sir. Sir, you need to unmute yourself, please.
Okay, I'm audible now.
Yes, sir.
All right, right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm PK Singh by name. And yeah, this is again a very, very interesting topic what has given to me to talk about the IQ and EQ. Yeah. When I was a student, again, I was a mediocre student, average student. I got highest mark 55%, not more than that, or sometimes the 50%. So I used to think I'm not good in education. I'll get success in my life. But at that time, everybody used to teach, get a good grade, get a good marks, and you will get success in life. So my marks was never, so, but my dreams were very high. I wanted to achieve a big success. I want to travel around the world. I want to, live a good life, good car, and good houses like that. But then on the other hand, when I see the people, the person who has got 90% marks, 85% marks, 95% marks, and these are the things available for them, not for me. So this was a negative thought in my mind, and later on, when I have gone for the studies of these subjects are very well, and I believe हमको ये बताया गया कि you work hard and be honest, you will definitely get whatever you want in your life. But you must have, something. You must know what exactly you want. That's more important than the IQ. And I got some books and I've gone through, then I found, yes, there are the very few the percentage of high IQ people are always less. If in a class you'll find, to get a 95% marks or 99% marks, the percentage is maybe the 10%, maybe the 15%. But average, the most of these students, they're below 90%, 85%, or 80%. So it doesn't mean the person is less than 85% or 80%, they don't have the future. No, it's absolutely wrong. The IQ is one part. This is a born. You are a born high IQ. You are a born genius, something different. But doesn't mean you'll find that all the big achievements in the world, they have done, created by the high EQ people, not the high IQ people. Yeah, high IQ people, they have also done. But the high EQ people, they have created something, history in the world. If I'll give an example for that matter, if you find that, Dhirubhai Ambani, he was working at the petrol pump. He was a petrol pump attendant. But that time he was dreaming that I'll create some product will all the petrol pump in the world, they're going to buy from me. Now see, he has no money at the time, no education at all. He was a petrol pump attendant, right? Raman May, he was a petrol pump attendant. So he was not able to perform. He was not able to, he was not a highly educated man. But finally, you find he developed a Reliance industry, and he became a very, very successful man, one of the biggest, richest man, despite the fact he was not a highly educated man. Again, if I give an example of a man, he was Edison, class 7th. He was out by the teacher class. He was terminated from the class. Our mother requested, please help my child. Don't behave like this. He's a good student, but no teacher said that he's an idiot. But that guy, Edison, made the history in the world. History in the world. Everybody knows about it. And his slogan was, persistent, consistent, with a dream, you can achieve anything in the world. At the age of 60, his factory was burned and everything was burned. And he said, all the mistake was done. 10,000 experiments he has done. Finally, he has given to the world what exactly the world was looking for, is the light. Created history. For that student, the teacher said, he is an idiot. Is it wrong? It's not the IQ. It's not the recognition. It's not the fact that what actually behaved in the class, but he can create any history. Henry Ford, he was a high school and ordinary mechanic. He dreamt for, a car, passenger car at that time when the road was not built in the US. He wanted to give a car to everyone in the America. And he got success. He became one of the richest guy. He was not highly educated. Not high IQ man, but he was the dreamer. So, now you see, for that matter, the Bill Gates, college dropped out. So these people, they had, you see, for the Wright brothers, he has seen the birds, they're flying. He said, I'll make a machine, and the machine will take a person and fly. Everybody in the world, they the idiot. What is talking about? Everybody said it's not possible. He made it. It was engineered now. So high EQ people is much more important. But the point is how you can increase. Similarly, when I have gone many things, example like that, my young age, so I thought, why not I can develop myself like this and I can achieve the success what I was looking for. तो पता चला कि EQ को कैसे build करते. EQ, high IQ is, high IQ is highest is 158. Subhash Chandra Bose high 158. Mahatma Gandhi 158, like many other people, they're 150 highest. Average 100, less than 100, 90 is the average IQ. And below 90, people, they say they're the idiots. But no, nobody in the world is an idiot. That's a fact. You'll find many of the books is written that what the human mind can conceive and believe is going to achieve. You have to just understand some part of something about the mind, what the human mind can conceive and believe is going to achieve. It doesn't make any the difference that whether you are educated, not educated, you are rich or poor, you may be 20 years, you may be 60, it doesn't make any difference, but you can achieve whatever you have in mind and you believe in it and you work for it. If once you believe and you go with a massive action, the result is bound to come. How it works, is a proven. There's a book written by, I'll suggest to all the students go for that book. Power of Subconscious Mind, written by Dr. Murphy, is a great book on this subject. There are the three part of the mind. One is the two part. One, the conscious mind, it is a 10%, and 99%, is a subconscious mind, the most powerful part of the brain, which is connected with the infinite intelligence. What is the EQ? EQ means if you are whatever you are thinking again and again and again is going by from conscious mind to subconscious mind, and then further it is going to be connected with the infinite intelligence, and there the God support is. Wisdom. High IQ people get the wisdom, and from where the wisdom comes, it comes from God. It comes from God. If you have a dream, a size of dream is big, and you are honest. Important is, if you want the wisdom from God, you have to be honest. Your nature should be helping others. Is a success principle. Otherwise, you'll find if you're helping others, you want to help everybody, and you want to achieve something great in the interest of people, of the world. Yeah, the God will give the wisdom to you, and that wisdom can reach any level. EQ person can achieve any success. Nobody can stop them. But the point is this: you have to think what you want. Where you are today, it doesn't make. You are as a student, you are making 70%. Doesn't make any difference. You are a science student, you are art student. Doesn't make any difference. You can reach the top. Remember this. It's not the subject. It's not the marks. It is your dream. It is your emotion and your thought process. If it is a positive, and putting your subconscious mind, you are speaking what you want in life. Very, very important. Never talk the things which you don't like, which you don't want. You want to become a successful person, talk positive all the time. I can do it. I can do it. But you must have a fixed and definite purpose of your life. As a student, you make your purpose of your life. What you're studying, what the purpose. Just don't do like just as you must have some reason what exactly you want to achieve in life. And write down that. Written goal dreams. Written dreams, and that dream, put the goal date on that to become the goal, of course. And then you focus, repeat, say, I'm the best. I'm the champion. I'm born to win. I'm a winner. I'm an achiever, and I can achieve everything, whatever exactly I'm looking for in my life. So don't think that whether today marks are less or more a subject what you have, it doesn't make any, it is not concerned at all with the success or the high goal. It is the goal you have to decide. Any age, any position, any education cannot stop you if you really want to come up. If you really want, I got success because of the fact that I learned first how to speak positive. Attitude has to be positive, and you'll find the success is just the decision away. Just the decision away. Must have the dream, must have the goal, and must decide what you want. Persistent, consistent with the patience, chase your dream, you are rich. Thank you so much. God bless and best of luck to all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. And it was really a power pack. And I'm sure students are going to work towards their goals. And a lot of myths today must have been cleared that it is not the IQ that really leads to success. It is EQ, which is far more important, right? Now, moving further. Okay, for everyone present here who's watching us, we would like to take a general survey in order to understand the expectations of students and parents regarding the subject choices that you've made, along with the behavioral trait that they think has been responsible. And we would be really glad if you could respond. It's a general survey which will talk about the subjects that you've chosen, the reason behind it, and how has the journey been so far. All right. Along with that, let's carry on with our webinar. Now we have with us Mr. Nitin. And sir, you have accomplished quite a lot at a very young age. You've been a part to so many startups, and today you sit here as a director of an institute built on the lines of experiential learning. I'm sure all this and your journey to reach IIT and your days out there must have been fruitful because of your dedication and right guidance. Every child at some point needs the right mentorship and counseling to be able to walk the right way and pave a successful path for themselves. We would like to hear from you the importance of right mentorship and how to seek one. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anubhav ma'am, for this lovely introduction. So I would like to share some of my experiences that I had since last 10 years after getting out from Alcon in 2007. I cleared JEE. I became an engineer, but I never done any job related to engineering, to be very honest with everyone. I tried many different fields. I tried trading. I tried IT, I tried education, and eventually I landed up with the education integrated with the education which is integrated with the technology and which is integrated with the experiential learning and everything. So I'll discuss some of my experiences that I have learned throughout my life. So, first of all, when I started with my IT startup, I realized one thing. Uh, like everyone say in the society that you should earn money, you should earn money. Some says that you should earn respect, you should do some social work. So what I learned was that neither when I was earning so much money after getting out of IIT, doing a good job, having my own startup, I realized one thing that some content thing is missing. Some content thing is missing. I was I need some content. I need to do some social work. Then I joined Super 30. I joined Super 30 organization. You must be aware of. There, I used to teach students who are very underprivileged, who do not have access to even the basic rights. We have a students whose family income was like 3,000 rupees per month, and I was teaching those kind of students. And amazingly, 30 you know the results of Super 30. Every year they used to 25 to 27 students used to clear JE out of 30 students, and the results were amazing. So I learned one thing from there. Every student, the behavior of every student was completely different. The behavior was completely different. Some students were from very humble background, whereas there were some students whose family income was 50,000, 1 lakh rupees. They're from decent background. I won't say the background was too good, but it was a decent background. Some people were from Himachal, some people were from Bihar, some people were from Delhi, some from even Kashmir and Manipur. We have students from various places. So the behavior of each and every student was different. The way of learning the things was completely different. Everything was different. Everyone's behavior was different. But the residential program we had, there is a thing called cultural shock. Every student used to face that cultural shock. First 2 months take us being a teacher, take us to get them familiar with this cultural shock thing. And eventually when they get into that particular thing, we teacher just used to act as a mentor over there to get over this cultural shock thing. Once they get over that, the one thing common in each and every student was the dedication to achieve something. Everyone had this one particular thing, that is dedication to achieve one thing. See, you might we have different behavior. Behavior depends on the career you should choose, that should depend on the behavior. And the behavior, by behavior I mean, it depends on what are your interests, what are your skills, what are your talents, and what are your strengths, what is your personality, what are your values that you have learned from your childhood, what education or training do you need for to attain these things. So these are the certain points that you should keep in mind while choosing the career. But again, to excel in any career, that dedication thing is very important, because while choosing, and that is what I have actually learned throughout my entire journey after getting from IIT. So so all these students, after getting familiar with the background of all the students in Super 30, uh, after after having dedicated showing dedication towards their work, they excel the studies, excel each and everything. We create some value system over there. See, I'm not here to promote Super 30. I'm just telling you how people from even humble background are capable of scoring cracking the most difficult exam. So their dedication is the first thing. After their dedication, their passion to achieve something is another thing. And as everyone says, they also face so many challenges. Challenges like, if you go to Himachal state, the culture of study is not too good. Students used to study like 2 hours or 3 hours maximum per day, and in JE we say if you want to score a good rank, you need to study at least 7 to 8 hours per day. So that was a shock for them कि हमें तो आदत है ही नहीं, हमें तो आदत है खाली 2 to 3 hours की, and we were asking for 7 to 8 hours. So but they know that they want to achieve this thing. They want to get into IIT, so they were willing to put everything on that. So starting में if I say starting में they don't have the habit to sit, but I am not saying that they were putting effective 7 to 8 hours, but they used to sit for 10 to 12 hours. जिसमें से effective were 4 to 5 hours only. Eventually, slow and steadily, after 2 months or 3 months of training, their sitting level was more than 12 to 14 hours per day. You won't believe that. Okay, so this was my small experience from Super 30 that I shared, and this was a learning for me. And coming back to my that point, I eventually start getting that content part which was missing. When I was earning so much money, that content part was missing. I got that content part, but again, as a human nature, see, everyone's behavior is different. My behavior is different. Your behavior is different. Everyone's behavior is different. So then I started missing my that money part. Ki I'm not earning that much because I'm doing some social work. So eventually, I landed up with a concept in which I should get content as well as money. See, getting money is not a bad thing. Everyone's behavior, anything which is giving you the satisfaction should be there. So I mixed up my job profile, which has some a good thing to do, some social work to do. In addition to that, because earning money means for me, it's more of getting. For me, business is not simply earning money. It's more of getting the power to decide things, getting the power to create the things. I like creating the things. So I started my own startup by the name of C3 C-Cube Experiential Learning Private Limited, in which we not only train the students, in which we not only train the students for JEE. JEE is just one of the segments. We have started our project called Progressive Minds under C-Cube Experiential Learning Private Limited, in which we don't have only JEE, we don't have only NEET, we have all the subjects, because we understand that after experiencing so much with different kind of students, I have learned one thing, that even if you are an engineer, even if you are an engineer, it's not necessary that you end up doing engineering job, or you are good at end up doing engineering job. One of my seniors in IIT, he was into algorithm trading. He was into, after IIT, he did these jobs. He was into algorithm trading. He was into uh, this IT company. He was into, after that, he went to a business consultancy firm, and eventually, he's a coach with Barcelona club. He's a football coach with Barcelona club, and that is what now giving happiness to him. So, in short, I'll simply say, uh, just understand yourself. Who are you? what are your interests, what are your skills, what are your strengths, and choose career wisely. And for all those things to understand, we are there to help you out at Progressive Minds. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Having said that, we would like to also like you to also apprise us of various career options and academic choices a child makes on basis of his or her career. For we know how behavior contributes to the choices made by a person. Also, telling us about the importance of experiential learning and how your institution works on turning learning into experience. A brief note on that I would request, sir.
Okay. So basically, whenever you, as I mentioned, that I have learned so many things through my experience. See, when I pass out from the school, I didn't know that I really had this particular interest. I really had this particular strength. So with the experience, I learned the things and I modified my career accordingly. In the similar manner, we also train the students. See, academics is one of the part. We train the students for commerce, for humanities. We teach the student these subjects, science, may, JEE, and NEET. But but we also, as a mentor, as a teachers, we observe very closely the interest of the students. We observe them. We give them practicals, and we actually look in which they are comfortable at, in which they are good at, and accordingly we guide them to choose that particular career. If you have taken science doesn't mean you will be a good engineer. You can be good in hotel management, you can be good as a lawyer, you can be good as a marketing person. We then guide that particular child towards career building, not only the academic thing. And that's what our new education policy also says. Thank you.
Fantastic. I am sure the students who are watching us would have understood and got an idea that how learning can also be made experiential, and Progressive Minds, a unit of C Cube experiential learning, I'm sure is a platform for every child, and to make learning experience more worthy, and to make it more exciting, and you can come and take more information from us. We're sharing with you a small Google form, and we would be glad if you could fill in. And this is regarding the free classes that this particular institute is offering. So in case you have any doubts, any questions regarding any subject altogether in your class 11, you're free to approach us, approach them, and they would be providing you with free classes. And thank you so very much. That was truly, truly enlightening. Thanks to all our speakers and all the attendees. With this, we come to an end to today's session. Hope it was helpful to all the attendees, and our vision may help you enhance your behavior, flourish academically, socially, and economically, and reach your goals sooner. Thanks a ton.